Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star, and I don't know how you found me, but I am super grateful to have you. And if you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. So today, this is one that I've been teasing for a hot minute, and quite a few people have been like, what's going on? You just got this deck, and you're not talking about it. Yeah, so you guys remember, over the past couple of years on my channel, this thing has been my mortal enemy. Like, I've never ever had a deck that I hated so very much other than the Everyday Tarot. And this was Biddy Tarot's first tarot deck, right? We all know this. You guys love it. Everybody loves this thing, the purple and gold thing with the, you know, I say gilding loosely. I never meant to be so, like, mean to the Everyday Tarot, but this thing is mean as all hell. If you guys have seen, like, over the past couple of years, there was a long time ago I did videos called Meet My Tarot Decks, and this one is just mean as all hell, and it was like that with all of my readings and everything too. I'm not saying I have retired this deck, I just don't use it as much anymore. But Biddy Tarot has since come out with a new tarot deck, the actual Biddy Tarot. Now they named it Biddy Tarot, which is nice because their brand is Biddy Tarot, right? So that would have made sense to name their first deck Biddy Tarot, and they didn't, but it is what it is. And I've been trying to formulate thoughts around this because, well, I feel like I built up such a public hatred for the Everyday Tarot. I feel like you guys really expect me to get on here and roast the Biddy Tarot, the new one. But to be honest, I'm not mad at it. So if you guys are here to hear me complain about this deck, I mean, probably go watch my Biddy Tarot videos back in the day. Like, that's, you know, that's roasting. I was not very nice to the Everyday Tarot, and this is why we have the relationship that we do. But the Biddy Tarot, the new one, I actually am subscribed to the emails because sometimes these tarot, like, publishers, they have free things, right? Free classes, free downloadable workbook, whatever. They always have something, some kind of, like, hot deal on a tarot class or something. And I like to keep up with those emails because you know, you guys might want to know about it at some point in time. So, like, if Biddy Tarot was doing something new and awesome, it would give me something to come on here and talk to you guys about as far as the world of tarot, right? But I did get an email saying that the new Biddy Tarot was here, and, you know, order now, new Biddy Tarot's here, and I was like, is that so? So I got it, and I did my little walkthrough, right? And I posted the walkthrough on TikTok just because I had just filmed it. So I posted, oh, wait. If you're not following me on TikTok already, what are you doing? Go over there. I know that it's, like, maybe not going to be a thing anymore, but, like, help get my numbers up, you know, while we're here. So anyways, I posted my walkthrough to TikTok, and actually, Bridget commented on it, or at least the Biddy Tarot team commented on it, right? And they were like, so glad you got this when you needed it most. I don't think they know who I am or who or, you know, how I have treated their past deck. So I don't want to be harsh toward the new Biddy Tarot, right? Because they have improved. First of all, let's take a look at the Biddy Tarot. I know I'm talking and you guys are like, shut up and show it to me already. So here's the new one. As you can see, it's got a matte finish on it. It does have purple gilding, and this one is actually full color instead of just purple and gold. It does have this border around all of them, the same, like, footer, as well as the writing on all of the cards. So it is a very beginner friendly deck. You guys know how I am about the words being on the minors and the majors. Like, I feel like it's super important for beginners to be able to have a deck that doesn't make them do too much work, right? So this, let's talk about it, because this shape something about Biddy Tarot being real gung-ho on this square shape, right? Like, it's not an exact square if you really want to, you know, pull my leg. It is a rectangle, but it is a short and wide rectangle. And this is something I've never seen on tarot cards. They're usually a very standard size. So the small pocket ones, they're all pretty much the same size that fall in line with the Rider-Waite. If, you know, this reminds me more of like a poker card playing deck, the size and the shape of it. It's like a bridge size. And this one, same thing, they just made it bigger. So you can see the size difference there. As you can tell too, it's a different purple now. I don't know how I feel about the change in purple, but you know, it is what it is. I don't expect them to be identical. I honestly didn't go into this one with any expectations. I quite literally just ordered it for you guys so that you can see that Biddy Tarot has taken the time to make a new deck. And this one I'm very excited about. It's not, yeah, this one's full price. So this one was $35. This is not the $10 deck like the Everyday Tarot was. That's why the Everyday Tarot is such a big hit, right? It's like always $10, always has been, always will be. And I've talked to you guys before about the little book that comes in there. I don't even have it in there anymore because I've used it to death. But I honestly wish I had taken a little bit more time and looked through these like keywords to see if they were the exact same ones that were in the other Biddy Tarot book, because I'm not too sure, right? The other Biddy Tarot book was just keywords, so I wonder if the keywords are the same as the Everyday Tarot book, right? As you can see, this one at least has a little description of the actual card, as opposed to last time it was just keywords, nothing else in there. It does have a little bit of light reading. There's a nice little note in here from Bridget, and you know, actual reading, and it is cool. It is what it is. But like, even on your minors, you got a little tiny snippet of information in there. So they're giving you a little bit more to work with here than the keywords of the Everyday Tarot. But I think that the reason that is I think the reason that the Everyday Tarot was focused on just keywords as opposed to meanings is because this is supposed to be a starter deck, right? It's got the most generic imagery you can have, like as far as Rider-Waite Smith imagery goes. It's not too overcomplicated. There's not too many details in it. There's not too many things that are going to be pulling your attention in different directions, such as color and whatnot. So it's supposed to be a nice little handy beginner deck, and it served its purpose, right? And everybody loves it, everybody has it. I really feel like at this point in time, if you are a tarot collector and you don't have an Everyday Tarot, you probably got a reason why, right? Because everybody has one of these. There's no reason not to. It's small, it's $10. But you know, there was never much for me with the Biddy Tarot. I have to call it the Everyday Tarot now because it's no longer just the Biddy Tarot, right? This is the Biddy Tarot, and I don't want to keep confusing you guys. But with the Everyday Tarot, there wasn't much there for me as far as pros went to be able to really vibe with it and really use it. So I didn't use it much. It became a clarifier deck in my readings, and for the most part, I use the light seers to clarify more than anything. I like clarify the light seers. You know, with a Rider-Waite or vice versa. I don't reach for this thing ever. I've taken it to work a couple times just because I have to constantly switch out the deck that I have in my work bag so that it doesn't get too yucky, right? Because I do take it to work so everybody wants to touch it and know what it's about. So every once in a while I do have to switch it out. I only have a set number of pocket decks. So this one has made it in the rotation a couple times, and everybody looks at it and they go, wow, that's such a pretty deck, right? So it has an appeal to other people. Me specifically, I just never liked it. It is what it is. We all have different tastes. I'm not a big purple person. I did just buy the Pokemon Elite Trainer boxes, the Scarlet and Violet, and I wanted the Scarlet one, but my daughter wanted the Violet one, so I bought them both, right? I'm just, every time, 10 times out of 10, I will take red and gold over purple and gold, but I understand the allure, right? I do. This, if I had been given a choice between the Biddy Tarot and the Everyday Tarot when I had first started, I can almost guarantee I would have went for the Everyday Tarot over the Biddy Tarot because this is really big. This is really big, really hard to hold, really hard cardstock. So it's not bridge shuffleable unless you break it up into separate parts. But again, it's one of those things you got to deal with as a tarot reader. If you want to bridge shuffle your cards, you have to find ways to bridge shuffle cards that aren't shuffleable, right? It just is what it is. But I mean, I feel kind of the same indifference towards the Biddy Tarot that I do towards the Everyday Tarot. It's just kind of meh. And the reason that I say that is because, again, I've seen over 60 decks worth of imagery at this point in time, and this is a Rider-Waite. It's a Rider-Waite, right? It's a Rider-Waite Smith, is a Rider-Waite Smith, is a Rider-Waite Smith, is a Rider-Waite Smith. And there's only so many times I can look at the Rider-Waite Smith imagery and not get bored. Even the rendition of the Rider-Waite Smith that is neon, like even that kind of bores me right now. It's classic, right? It's classic, and it's gonna sell. It's gonna sell. I know it's gonna sell. It's not gonna have a problem selling. But it's just, for me personally, as someone with so many decks, I really need you to wow me when it comes to your cards, and the only thing that's really getting me here on this deck is this gilding. And that's because I've never seen purple gilding on a deck. I've seen teal gilding on the original Kickstarter Lightseers. You know, I've seen red gilding on the Seasons of the Witch Oracle. I've seen holographic and, holographic on the Mystic Mondays. They have certain Oracle, like indie cards that have pink holographic. I've seen those. I've seen some of them that have like the Crystal Oracle has a really pretty holographic gilding with stars on it. Like, people go all out on their gilding, right? But at the end of the day, a couple of years into having that deck, your gilding is gonna look like this. It's just not gonna be so very pretty anymore. See it? It's still sparkly. You can tell it's trying. And it's cute, right? For those of you that like sparkly gold things. But like at the same time, in real life, it's lost its shine. It's lost its excitement. All the corners are starting to wear off. Again, this happens to every deck. It's not just me ripping on the Everyday Tarot. This happens to every deck with gilding. You handle it enough times, the gilding's going to come off, because that's the part of the cards that we're handling. So I don't expect to run across a deck that the gilding is never going to fall off of, right? I don't. And I try not to have unrealistic expectations towards tarot decks, but if this had come out maybe a year ago, maybe I would have had more of some kind of excitement towards it. I just don't. And I don't want to be rude, right? This is cute. I really like it. I really like the packaging. You guys know I'm a sucker for packaging. I love it. I love the box. I love that there was a little bit more care put into the branding and the packaging here. If you guys haven't seen this, I did do a walkthrough on this if you'd like to go see it. Of course, it's linked in the description. But again, it's a Rider-Waite. It's a Rider-Waite, is a Rider-Waite, is a Rider-Waite, right? It just is. And it's got some like nice soft colors. So it's not going to be too hard to look at. I think that beginners will be okay with this, but again, I think the biggest issue for the majority of the population is going to be the size of this thing. If you do have large hands, I'm sure you'll be fine, but some of us don't, and as you can tell, I literally can't even hold this in my hand. There's no way I could shuffle this. Not Bridget's problem, right? It's not Bridget's problem, it's not the Biddy team problem that I have small hands. But these are things that I look for in reviews, right? You look at the box, you look at the book, you look at the deck. This is what you paid for. This is what you're getting at the end of the day. And a lot of people come to walkthroughs and reviews to see something before they buy it. And this is like my real, honest opinion here. This is as real and as respectful as I can be. I don't have anything bad to say about this deck, okay? I don't. But I don't have anything good to say about this deck either. And I mean, I'm glad that Bridget and the Biddy Tarot team have finally put out another tarot deck, because they are such a powerhouse in the tarot community. They're a huge staple. So when you guys go to good old Google and you look up tarot meanings, for the most part, you're going to get Biddy Tarot, tarot.com, and Labyrinthos Tarot with the free resources, right? And then from there, you're going to have more pages of people giving their interpretations of tarot meanings and things like that, or their interpretations of card images and reviews, or lots of advertisements for readings, of course. But Biddy Tarot is always going to be a huge staple in the community, and with how much the Biddy Tarot team does for the tarot community, I'm very surprised that they weren't capitalizing on the traffic and making more tarot decks. More tarot decks, more oracle decks, anything, right? Tarot cloths, tarot bags, something, because they are a huge name in the tarot community. They are doing so much. They're everywhere, right? And they do classes, they do whatever, they do so much. Like Bridget's everywhere. I see her everywhere on every platform all the time, and every time I see her I'm like, go girl, get your bag, because she's killing it. She is. And it's just not giving. Sorry. I'm hard to impress. I'm very hard to impress, especially when it comes to a tarot deck. And I didn't even want to do a review on this tarot deck because it's just a tarot deck to me. That's why I decided to do a comparison video for you guys so that you could see it, because even their original Everyday Tarot is pretty much almost completely unbendable. This is half the deck. It's not like I took the full deck in my hands. I can't bridge shuffle this deck either. I've had this for years already. I still can't shuffle it. It still hurts my hands. I still don't like using it. After years of use, the matte finish on it has smoothed out, which is nice, because when I first got it, I didn't like the finish on it. And the finish on this new Biddy Tarot is more pleasant. It's more like soft matte without being a soft touch, if that makes sense. It's a nice, smooth, slippery matte without being glossy. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's nice. It's more pleasant than this. But again, this is just part of Bridget's empire. You know what I mean? This is just foundational building blocks for Bridget's empire. But again, I'm not trying to knock Bridget. I'm not trying to knock the Biddy Tarot team, because they are really big. They're really incredible. It's a really, really awesome empire that she has there. As far as a deck review goes, though, the deck itself just doesn't hit. It doesn't give me anything. I got 0 serotonin picking up this deck. I was a little irritated that I actually had to pay $35 for this deck, because $35 is honestly more than I've paid for a lot of my tarot decks, especially mass market tarot decks at that. So like, yeah, indie tarot decks, something that's like a Kickstarter, something that's really special, yeah, crazy imagery, right? Yeah, I'll go $50 hard on something that's good, but $35 hard on something that's a regular mass market Rider Waite kind of bumps me out a little bit, especially considering they already have a mass market Rider Waite. I just wish they had done something more with it. That's all I wish. I wish they had. I knew what this looked like before I got it. I knew what this looked like before I got it, because there was images all over the email that looked like this. So clearly I already knew what I was in store for, but I wasn't like, this is so exciting, like while I was buying the deck, you know what I mean? I wasn't like, I can't wait for this deck to get here. It got here. Shipping was super fast. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, shipping was super fast. It got here in a couple of days, and I was like, okay, there it is. It's here. I'll do a review on that at some point. And I feel really bad, because like I want to be excited with the Biddy Tarot team, y'all. I do. I want to be excited with them, because they are doing so much. Like, when I see things Liminal 11 are doing, and when I see things like that Hay House are doing, and I see these big publishing companies, or even like Alana Fairchild. Have you ever been on Alana Fairchild's social media? Because she is just paving the way for, you know, women in the tarot and spiritual community, and all of the things that she's doing by her little self with her team, right? She's really kicking butt. And it's, the way that I feel is that Biddy Tarot is quite literally a tarot publisher at this point. I know they're not. They're not Liminal 11, they're not Hay House, right? They're not publishing other people's tarot decks. But what I mean is they are as big as these tarot publishers are at this point. This name, Biddy Tarot, is a household name. When you know tarot, you know Lightseers Tarot, Modern Witch Tarot, and Biddy Tarot. You just do. When you think about the websites, you think Labyrinthos Tarot, Biddy Tarot, Tarot.com. You know, that's just what you think. The Biddy Tarot name is quite literally everywhere, in everything, all over the place. I can't get away from it. And I just wish that they knew that. I just wish that they had the confidence that I feel like they should have. Because this is like, it's like Sisters Enchanted, but on crack. Biddy Tarot is just so big, you guys, and I just want more for them. I do. I want more for Bridget, and I want more out of these decks, and I feel like I don't want to knock whoever did the art. Do you know what I mean? Because these ones are hand-drawn art. On this one, it does advertise these as hand-drawn. So I don't want to knock whoever the artist is, right? That's not what we're here for. I'm not shaming anybody for their art or anything. But I just wish there was something more, something exciting here going on in the world of Biddy Tarot. And I'm sure you guys are excited for the purple gilding. I'm sure a lot of people will be. And, you know, the little faceless creatures on here do kind of tickle me, because that's how I draw things, is just, this is all pastels. I draw everything in neons, but I do the same thing. I do the little faceless creatures. So this tickles me. And if this wasn't a Biddy Tarot deck, I might have looked at it and been like, oof, $35. No, thank you. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I bought it for the name and for the review, to be completely honest. I would not have purchased this because I was excited about it. I would not have purchased this for myself. I would not have purchased this for a friend. It sounds like a harsh review, but it's blatantly honest. I don't even know that I want to keep this. I might end up just giving this away at some point in time, because it doesn't speak to me, it doesn't wow me, it doesn't make me feel good to hold it or to shuffle it or anything. It doesn't spark joy, you guys, and after 60 something decks, I need it to spark joy in order to put it in a bag and remember it and use it and feed it and work with it and put it in my readings, because quite honestly, everything I get competes with my light seers for showtime in my tarot readings, right? My actual paid client readings, everything is fighting with the light seers, because that light seers wins every time, 10 out of 10. And I know I cannot compare imagery of tarot decks, because again, this imagery was made for a specific reason. They want this to be easy, recognizable, accessible. I get it. I understand it. I do. I'm just not the demographic for this. And I feel like younger beginners might not be attracted to this either, just because it's just boring. It's a Rider-Waite-Smith, is a Rider-Waite-Smith, is a Rider-Waite-Smith, is a Rider-Waite-Smith, and I will die on this hill, because I just really need a Rider-Waite-Smith deck to really knock my socks off in order to buy it. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this deck, to be honest. I didn't make this as like a giveaway video. I'm not vibing with it. I've had it on my table for a couple of weeks since I bought it. I shuffle through it every once in a while. I don't ask it anything. I don't do anything with it. I just leave it on my window so that, you know, it gets cleansed and it gets charged and it gets a little bit of energy. But, you know, at the same time, I don't feel anything for it. And I'm sure the deck feels the same about me. Like, well, if you don't want me to be here, then why am I here, right? So I really, really, really wish I had more to say. I wish I had more good stuff to say. I wish that I had like a really awesome, excited, like pumped up review for you guys about this one, but I don't. Especially considering there are so many indie decks that are going out of their way to be above and beyond, and the Everyday Tarot itself already did the most for Biddy Tarot, for the Biddy Tarot team. Like, the Everyday Tarot did the most. It did so much for putting them on the map, and this, I feel like this had big shoes to fill, and all it did was kind of sidestep the shoes instead of trying to fill them or even wow them. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want the Biddy team to see this and be discouraged, because y'all are doing it. You're doing it. You're doing everything. You're doing the most. You're so big. Like, this is a tarot mogul. A big tarot mogul. Just, I would love to talk to somebody on the Biddy team and ask them what they want out of their tarot decks. That's all I want to know. What do you want out of your tarot decks? If you want something that's going to be affordable, easily accessible, and universal, you already did it. You already made it. You don't have to outdo yourself. This feels like they just wanted a full-size deck. Honestly, they could have taken this and made it full size, and they still would have made hella bank. Honestly, you could take this and make it this size and make hella bank. Do you know what I mean? They can. If that's all you're doing is covering ground, you did it, and you can keep doing it, right? But as a consumer, I'm not impressed, and I'm bored. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. For those of you guys who are new here, I don't want you to think this is my usual review. I'm not usually this hard on tarot decks. I'm not usually this blatant, and I'm not usually this underwhelmed by tarot decks. I have a lot of reviews on my channel. If you guys would like to check out my playlist for honest deck reviews, there's tons of them. Tons and tons and tons of reviews. I have a review for every deck that I own. I've been doing it since I started my channel so that you guys could see the same thing that I see. You guys have the same knowledge that I have, and you guys have the same same timeline that I do, if you know what I mean. So I'll link it below if you guys want to go check it out. I didn't buy it from Amazon or anything. I bought this directly from the Biddy Tarot email. There was a little hyperlink in there to go purchase the deck when they were advertising it, so that's what I did. I clicked on the little hyperlink and I purchased the deck and held my breath until right now. So I really hope those of you guys who want honest reviews, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was okay for you, because I don't like doing that. I don't like giving bad reviews. I don't want people to think I am a negative reviewer. But at the same time, I also don't want people to think that I sugarcoat my reviews, because I want you guys to know genuinely what I think about a deck at all times. And of course, that's always going to be questioned, but it is what it is. So if you guys don't know, you know, the Biddy Tarot community, don't let me discourage you from checking it out, because they have amazing resources. They do so much stuff. Please go check out the Biddy Tarot community. They are all over socials, on every social platform you can imagine. I just saw, you know, like I said, Biddy Tarot commented on my TikTok video the other day, so they're everywhere. They're quite literally everywhere. And, you know, I want to encourage you guys to still go utilize Biddy Tarot's resources, because they got a lot of them. They're doing great stuff over there. This is a deck review, okay? I'm sorry. I'm reviewing the deck and I don't like it. So, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm really sorry to, like, disappoint any of you who were really stoked on this deck. If you're stoked on this deck, go get it. Don't let me tell you what you should and shouldn't like, because in the end, I wear a lot of tie-dye. I only own graphic tees. Does it really matter what I think about the deck you like? Does it? I'm a stranger on the internet, right? It doesn't fucking matter what I think about the tarot deck you like, because at the end of the day, you're reading with it, and you need to vibe with it, and you need to be able to work with it. Don't worry about what I think, okay? I have way too many fucking tarot decks for you to worry about what I think about the one you like. I promise. But yeah, if you guys aren't already following me on TikTok, please go do so. And you already know my link tree is down in the description if you'd like to check it out. All of my other socials are on there. If you aren't already following me, I am more active on Instagram and then Facebook and Twitter as follows. You guys already know I do have a little Etsy shop if you would like to go check it out. I do be making things sometimes. I do like to provide you with affordable tarot bags, so you know, you can always check that out if you'd like something that's handmade by me. For some reason, I do be making things, and that's what I got. So I really hope that wherever you guys are when this video reaches you, you have a beautiful, wonderful day, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Blessed be. I know this is gonna bother some of you guys, but it hit 80 degrees here in San Diego today. I have walked to and from work, to and from the daycare, and it's so hot. I can't. I'm so sorry. So if that bothers you, or the sound, you know, I'm sorry. This is what we do. We gotta deal with things, because I'm not trying to be sweating in my videos, because I had to close the window for the noise situation, okay? Alright, thank you.